Giorgione from Paper Moon Knits, and today I'm going to be demonstrating how I like to pick up stitches along an edge. This is the Ridgely pullover. It is designed by me. It's worked from the bottom up in one piece to the armholes, and then the front and back yokes are worked separately flat. The sleeve along which I'm picking up is set in, slightly dropped but set in, and it's worked circularly from the sleeve cap to the cuff, and there's some short row sleeve cap shaping, which I'm going to be showing you in another video. I'll link that below when it's posted. So for all of the times that I have to pick up stitches, regardless of whether it's a set-in sleeve or whether it's a drop sleeve or whether it's a collar, what I really like to do is I really like to get as precise as I possibly can. The pattern for this size needs to have 19 stitches picked up from the center of the armhole, which is here, down here, I don't know if you can see that, down here, to this marker. And the marker was put in because this is where the underarm shaping, the armhole shaping ends, and then it's a straight run up to the top of the shoulder here. So the pattern has, you pick up 19 stitches. So what I like to do is I like to have a tape measure, and I like to measure out how many inches it is, and then we're going to calculate how we can fit those 19 stitches into that measurement. So you can see it's about, just about, if I curve it, it's about 5.5 inches from that marker to the center of the armhole. Maybe a little bit more, but slightly. A curved edge is difficult to measure. Straight runs are a little bit easier. So what I have here are locking stitch markers. So what I'm going to do is I like to place a stitch marker at every inch, and then see how many stitches I need to get to 19 here. So you just measure off an inch, place the stitch marker, lock it, and I would say do lock them because they have a tendency when they're unlocked to kind of fly off and then you're lost. Here's another one, inch. Another inch. And another inch. And we have about a 1/2 inch between this last stitch marker and the ending of our 19. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections, 5 whole sections, and a little tiny bit of another section here, where we could probably fit a stitch right here between these two, which would leave us with 18 stitches. So if we have 5 sections, and I've done this in a blog post that I did, calculate the calculations. If you want to go back, I will link that blog post below, just so you see how I'm doing it. But there are 5 sections, and if we put that 1 stitch here, that will leave us with 18 stitches, and then we just divide. So we get 3 stitches, we subtract 18 minus 15, we get 3, add 1 to here, and we get 4, I'll circle the 4, I'll circle the 3, and then I'll subtract these two numbers, 5 minus 3, and leaves me with 2. I make an X here. So what that means is I'm going to put 4 stitches 3 times, 3 stitches 2 times. So we'll have 4, a pickup of 4, then in the next section a pickup of 3, then in the next section a pickup of 4, then a next section a pickup of 3, then the next section a pickup of 4, and then in that final small section here we're going to have a pickup of just 1. So 4 plus 3 is 7, and then another 7 is 14, and then 4 more is 8, and then 1 more is 19. So I'm sorry, 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 4 plus 3 is another 7 is 14, plus 4 is 18, and then 1 is 19. So now I'm going to get my needles, and because I'm going to be doing these needles circularly, I have a very long needle. I think it's 30 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the underarm here where this started, and this looks like it's the first stitch here. So if you can see this, do you see because it's done bottom up, I can see the stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I'm going to go in through this into the center of the stitch. These are bound off stitches. So this run right here is a flat run. So we can put the stitches right in the center of that. That's not always the case because we're going to be picking up along a vertical edge at one point and a curved edge. So we're going to do the best we can to get the stitches that we need. So this first section we said had 4 stitches, and I'm just going to pick up 4 right here. So here we go. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to jump over here, 4. Okay, the next section has only 3. So we're going to have to skip over some stitches. So we'll go in that first one of that section. 1. Maybe we'll skip this one and we'll go to this one, 2, and 3. We'll skip that one. We'll go into this one. The next section has 4. So we'll do 1, 2, 'I'm going to skip that one too, because now they start to curve upward. You can see 3. It's not horizontal anymore. So you're going to have to use your best judgment. 4. Okay, and then the next section is going to be 3. So now we're starting to work a little bit. It's not a complete vertical, but it is more vertical, because at this point, instead of binding off, you're decreasing. So now we want to leave a whole stitch. So if you can see, the whole stitch is here, and this is the last bind off, I believe. So I'm going to go in there. So right now I've got, if we go back, I've got 4, 3, and 4. So now I've got to do another section with 3. So I want to make sure I leave those whole stitches there. So 1, leave that whole stitch. Do you see that whole stitch running this way? 2 and 3. And then we have the last section of 4 that we're picking up here. Again, a little bit more vertical, so we're going to have to leave those whole stitches. So this is 4 here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Actually, this is going through, I don't know if you can see this, but this is a good example. It's going through the last whole stitch. So do you see that? I don't know if you can see that right there. So I don't like that. So I'd have to go in right here. So I'm going to just remove this marker because I need to do now 2 more stitches, 1 from the last set of 4 and the last one. So I'm going to do 4 here, and then I'm going to do 1 more before I get to that last marker that shows that I ended the armhole shaping. Come on. Let's see, right here, I'm going to do it. So I should have 19 stitches. So let's see if I do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. I do. And they look pretty evenly spaced if you take a look. So I can get rid of these markers now. I don't need them anymore. I can measure out the next section, which is going to tell me to measure to pick up another set of stitches from here to here. If a pattern just tells you to pick up stitches and doesn't tell you, section by section how to pick them up, then I would do the same thing that I did here. Just count the number of spaces between the markers that you have. Don't count the markers. You're going to have 1 extra marker, then you do space, but count the spaces. See how many spaces you have, see how many inches you actually have, and then divide by that amount, by the number of spaces. Divide the number of stitches, divide the number of stitches by the number of spaces that you have. So I hope this helps you pick up stitches in the future. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you for watching.